Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another solo board game playthrough. Today we're going to be playing a playthrough of Propolis. This is one of the newest games from Flatout and AEG, and it's in this small box. It was crowdfunded along with Point Galaxy. I have Point Galaxy. We'll be doing a playthrough of that at some point soon. But this is the one that I wanted to start with of these games. We also are going to come see Point City as well because I've had that for a while. I do enjoy it quite a bit. But yeah, these games have solo modes, so we're going to check them out. So Point Galaxy. Propolis is a worker placement engine building game at its core. We're going to have these beeples, and these beeples will go on to places in the landscape, which are these cards here, giving us resources that we're going to use to build these structures. And we're going to continue to build structures to score points at the end of the game. The kind of end game trigger is the first player to build 10 structures. You finish out that round, and then the game is over. In the solo mode, however, we have this deck of cards, and when the deck of cards runs out, twice, that'll also be an end game trigger. So that's something to keep in mind. There are one of 5 things you can do on your turn. I'll kind of explain them all over quickly, but then I'll get into detail as we play through the game. But the 5 things we can do is we can place out one of our beeples onto one of the landscape cards. You can only place on a landscape card that contains no other beeples, but you don't have to fill out every spot on there. So I can place, 2 of my bees there, get those, but nobody else can go to that spot. For each spot we cover up, we get the thing. Most cases are resources, but there's a couple other symbols in here. And before I keep going, I do want to mention I have the little mini expansion for kickstarting the game. It's the Structural Diversity mini expansion, so some of these cards are from that, like these are from that, this is from that. But yes, you can place out bees onto spots. You can also fortify a spot. So you pick 2 of the bees you have out on the board, and they don't have to be on the same card, but you pick 2 of the bees you have out on the board and you place them on their side. Fortifies a spot, get the resource a second time. And that's going to be important for something at the end of the turn involving area majority. The next thing you can do is you can recall your bees back. So you can take back any number of bees on the cards. The fourth thing you can do is build a structure. So you're going to look at the resources you have on your player board and the resources you have permanently on the structures you built. In this case, I have a permanent blue flower resource, and use those resources to build a structure. And there's a variety of point scoring and things like that with those structures. And then finally, you can build one of the queen structures, and these can only be once per game. So you can only build one of those. And furthermore, you can only build them with permanent resources. So if I wanted to build out this foxglove Abby, for instance, I have to have 2 permanent pink flower resources and 1 permanent purple resource. So it's a little hard to build, but they give you a wild for some of the potential scoring. So I'll kind of get into, we'll take a look at one of these. So our starting structure cards show us we have permanent blue resource. At the end of the game, we'll get 2 points for every set of A and B flagged cards. So if we had these, this can count as an A, and that would be 2 points. So we're going to want to pay attention to some of those things. And then we get an extra couple of resources to start the game. So we get an extra yellow resource and an extra orange resource. We start with 1 of everything in a wild, and then we get the additional ones there. This AI is a AI to kind of block some spots and take some stuff away. It does not score. So ultimately, this game is a beat your own score. However, at the back of the book, there are some achievements we can go for, so I'll probably use those as some kind of win conditions and see if I can beat some of those things. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started here. The AI deck, we're going to play on medium, so we're going to remove 2 cards from the deck. And again, cycling through this deck 2 times is an endgame trigger, so we'll pick those out. The first player is the one with the lowest number. They have 2, we have 9, so I'm going to make them go first. It isn't explicitly clear that happens in solo, but I think it doesn't. It just says set the game up like a 2-player game. And we do have to take an equal number of turns. The way the book is structured, it implies that would be the case. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So, like I said, I'll kind of talk about some of the things as the game progresses, but we'll just get into it. So we're going to flip this over. The AI is going to look to say, I'm going to go to the first card with the blue flower, and if I can't, I'm going to fortify my first card with its bees in the top row. So a lot of the cards refer to 1 or 2. That's going to be the top row and for 1 and the bottom row for 2. So in this case, it's going to look for the first card that has a blue flower, and this one does. So it's going to place its bees there and stops us from going there. And again, even if they took up 1 spot, which they don't, we couldn't go there anyway. Okay, so we have spots that we can go to. And just to kind of talk about some of the other icons here, this lets us get a B from the supply. We start with 9 of our 12. Some of the cards cost Bs, so we put them back in the supply, so this is a way to get some back. These let us exchange resources, so we can exchange one resource for another resource, but we can't do that with wilds. So I can exchange a yellow for a green or a blue, for example. This is from the expansion, a little expansion. Let's take an action of any one thing in that row. These action spaces allow players to gain the reward of any single action space on an adjacent card in the row. So this one's not going to really do anything for me, but this one will let me take this or this or this. So unfortunately, that one's kind of stuck there. Okay, so we want A's and B's, kind of typically. That'll get us 2 B's, but it requires a lot of resources, but it's worth 2 points straight away. This will get us some resources for getting it. So maybe we want to try to get some of this stuff. I can actually build this right away. So maybe we want to do that. Maybe we'll build this right away. So we'll spend a B, 2 orange, the blue we have here and a blue here, and then the purple we have, and we'll go ahead and build this structure. It's going to give us 1 point at the end of the game, but it lets us get 3 resources of any type. And the resources we're going to take are going to be, I think, we'll take a purple. There's not any purples out here. A blue and a pink. We'll take one of each of those. This slides down. In a multiplayer game, you just refill it, but it slides down to reveal this because the AI is going to take the leftmost ones. Okay, so they're going to look. Can they build out on the first card with the yellow? They go here, there, there. Our turn. I think it might be kind of lucrative to go here. So we're going to go here, here, and I'm only going to put 3 there. No, I'm going to put 4 there. I'm going to put all 4 there. Okay. Okay. They're going to do orange, so they go here and here. Now, at the end of a turn, so first off, if you place out on a card, the last card in a row that has nothing on it, this had 2. So if I placed out this here, for example, I would get a wild resource. So whoever places out their B on the last card in a row gains a wild resource. Then at the end of that turn, we're going to see who has the most points of in that row, and the points are determined by the B's standing up and the B's that are fortified. So the standing up B's are worth 1 point, and the fortified B's are worth 2 points. So if you want to kind of win that majority, you want to start fortifying your B's. But in this case, they're going to win the majority. So for example, if I go here and I place this here, I'm going to get a yellow resource. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to place these both here. So I'm going to get a yellow, and I'm going to exchange 2 of my yellow for 2 purple, because that's what those things are doing. So I was the last one to place the B there, so I'm going to get a wild resource for doing that. Then we're going to assess the majority. And right now we have 3 points of area control. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points, so they win that. The player that wins that removes all of their Bs for free, so they get to take their Bs back without having to spend an action for it. We're going to remove the rightmost card that was full. We'll slide it down and add a new card to the row. If your Bs are removed and it's not your turn, you also get a wild resource. So if the AI were to get resources, they would have got a wild resource because I'm the one that triggered. Yeah, it says, this is kind of, if there's a winner, the winner immediately takes their people back. And it says, if this is not the active player, they immediately gain 1 wild resource. Yeah. So, if at some point you do that and the points are tied, then nothing happens until something changes that. So that'll be fortifying a space, or somebody else retrieves their Bs, or something like that that would change the values. If for example, we had a tie here, I had 3 and they had 3, and I fortified on my turn, because I fortified on a card that in a row that was full, I would get a wild resource for that as well. So it's kind of a tricky thing, but it makes sense it'll make sense as we go. So we did that. We're going to go ahead and go with the AI's next turn. They're going to take the first card in the top row, so they're going to take this, Again, they don't really care about points. They just care about kind of speeding the game up. So, okay. So, I wanted to build something out, which is why I took all these purples. This would be good if we can get that built out, and we actually can get it built out. So we're going to do that. We're going to spend 5 yellows in a wild and 3 purples in a wild, and we're going to build out this Crocus College. It's going to give us 2 oranges, and then we'll replace that there. They're going to place on the first blue spot, which will be this one. We are going to fortify there, and you can only fortify 2 spots. We're going to fortify there. They're going to fortify in the first row, and if they can't do that, they'll move on to the next thing, which is to place in the first spot on the first row, which is where I wanted to go actually, so I kind of goofed that up, but that's okay. We'll fortify here and here for another 2 of those. I want to avoid having to take stuff back, so they're going to go to the first card in the second row. Okay, we're gonna go here. We place the last thing. We get a blue, and then at the end of this turn, we have they have 4 and we have 9 because these are worth 2. So we'll take all these back. This gets removed. This slides down. And put a new one on top. Okay. They go to pink. They can't do pink, so they'll take the second card here. Okay, I need to get some of my bees back. And I need some bees things out here. So this is yellow and pink, which is a bee, and it gives us another orange. A permanent orange would be great for... I've got 2 permanent oranges, so I'm trying to think about... I kind of want this, which I need another blue and some yellows, and there's no yellows out. There's a wild, which we could use, but that's a blue, but it's a D. This is one of everything. That's worth 4 points, so that could be good, and I could kind of diversify. I still need a yellow for it, but I could work towards doing that. And that's a B. So let's do this. We'll go here, here, and here. That's 2 oranges and a yellow. They're going to place here, which is going to trigger the end game, the scoring of this round. I get a wild because they triggered it on my turn. But I get all my people back, or my people. I think that's a cute word, but it's kind of obnoxious, so we'll see about how often I say it. I am going to go back here to get more oranges. I think I'm going to keep that one because I think I'm good on yellow for now, especially because that space is available. They're going to place on orange. They can't, so they're going to take this card. Okay. I wanted to get this. It's going to cost me a B and a bunch of oranges. So we're going to fortify that spot for 2 more oranges. Actually, I've got 2 oranges here I forgot about. So I have 2 permanent oranges. They're going to fortify on the second card, or the second row, the first card on the second row. We're going to spend our 2 oranges there and these 2 oranges to build out this milkweed house. It gives us a permanent pink. Okay. They're going to go to the first yellow, which will be this one. I could trigger this here, but I think I'm going to wait a little bit. Oh, I had to spend a B for that one. That's my fault. Man, I need more Bs. If I take one of these, I'll get some Bs for it. This is 2 yellows, 3 greens, and a purple. I can do the 2 yellows. I've got the 3 greens, and I can spend a while for the purple. So, but that's a C. This is... I can afford this. So I think we're going to do this. I'm going to spend 3 yellow, 2 pink, because I have a pink here, and then the 1 wild is a purple. Take this. This gets me 2 Bs. So we'll take 2 Bs from there. Ooh, there's a yellow. Okay. There's a yellow. They're going to place here. They trigger this, and then they take everything back because they have 5. Okay. I need another blue. I need one blue and I need one pink. I have two blues. I need a pink. Oh, I can actually buy that guy. Okay, I'm going to spend... I've got one pink, two blues, this one, and I spend my B for this pollen barn. It's going to be worth 2 yellows. Doesn't give me any points, but it's worth 2 yellows. I've got 2 yellows, 2 blues. If I get a purple, I can take this. Or if I get one more blue, I can get this. I think I'm going to go for the purple because I can afford that on my next turn. Okay. They're going to take this card. And then we're going to shuffle their deck. It's not really a cohesive point scoring thing, but it's fine. Wait, what's that? Purple's a C. I'm sorry, I don't want the purple. Which one do I want? The blue. The blue's a D. I want A's and B's. I mean, I could have scored other stuff, but it seems a little... 2 yellows, a pink and a blue, one of everything. I want another blue. Okay. I mean, we could just go here. Put 4 folks there. We do that. That gives us 4 of these. We are also the last one to place. We place something on the last one there, so we get a wild resource. And then we go into the area majority. We have 4. They have 6. No, they have 8. So this comes off. This comes off. This comes off, and this goes away. We used a lot of our B's on that. Okay, they're going to place here. They do as much as they can. If they had less meeples, they would do that. If for some reason they can't do both, they'll pull their workers back, but we haven't had that happen yet. Okay, I've got 2, 3, 4. We're going to build this. It's going to spend these 2 for it. Okay. They go to orange. We have 1, 2, 3. We're going to spend all for this comb castle. Oh, I need 3. I need 3 B's for it. Okay, never mind. Kind of beat out. Let me see if I can get something with something else. So my resources, I could get this. It'll give me 2 B's back. But it's a C. I have A and C's I can score at that thing. 4 yellow, 4 orange, and 3 pink. I can't get that one. Oh, I need a B for that one anyway. This will give me 2 B's, and then I can like trigger and get something back. Unless I let them. Well, no, they'll get this one. So I'm kind of in a weird spot about it. So I am going to fortify this spot there. We'll see what they do. They take this card. Okay, so right now they've got 6 cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. I was hoping to push this as much as possible. I guess we'll fortify here too. Okay, they're going to fortify this spot. Okay, we're going to take our B's back, and we're only going to take these ones. No, we'll take everything. We'll take everything back. Okay. They go to orange, which will be this spot here. All right, we'll spend 3 of our B's, and we'll get Comb Castle. So this will give us a wild for anything scoring here, and it's also 4 flat points. And then we can't take any more of these, so they're gone for us. They'll place here, and then they'll do their area majority. Okay. We're going to go here. No. Nothing scores for any types of resources, do they? We're going to go here and here and get a B and get that. Okay, they're not going to go there, so they take this card, which is the one that I was eyeing to get. So that was bad on me. We're going to place this here and this here, which is going to get us another orange and another B. They're going to go here. We're going to fortify this spot for a blue and another B. They're going to go to blue. I'm going to fortify this spot for an orange and another B. They're going to go to blue. They can't go to blue. They fortify this area. Okay, what can I build out? So I've got a set of A and B, a set of A and B, and then I've got another set of A and B because this is a wild. So let me try to get another B here. This B is 3 yellow and 3 pink. I've got a pink, a wild, so I can't get this yet. So I need to get another pink. So we're going to go here with these two and exchange 2 of our yellows for 2 pink. They're going to place on the second card. We're going to go here to get a purple, and then we place the last one there, so we get a wild, and then we get to retrieve these people for free. This gets removed. Okay. There's not that many cards left. They're going to go to yellow. We are going to spend... Okay, so what was the one I was looking at? This one. So we have 1, 2, 3 yellow, and then 1, 2, 3 of these for this. That's another B. Okay. They're going to take this card. They've got 1 card left, so we need to kind of score it, get something else, and we can maximize, because otherwise their turn's going to end the game. No, they went first. They actually went first, so we'll get to take another turn after that. Yeah, so they'll get to. So if they do their last turn, then we'll get 1 more turn. So we have 2 turns, unless yeah. So what do we want to try to get done in 2 turns? One, 2, 3, 4. Is there a C? Is there anything that scores C's and I can get that C one in there? That's 1 point for every B, but I can't build it out unfortunately because I need way more blues, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blues, so I could exchange some resources to try to get it built. And then I would get 1 point for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for it, which wouldn't be bad. Nothing scores C's out here, so maybe we're going to try to do that. Hopefully I don't take it. So we'll go here for this, and then we'll go here and here to exchange 2 of those for 2 blues. It really doesn't matter. Okay. They're going to fortify this area. That's their last turn, so they trigger the end of the game. And they went first, so we'll get to take another turn. Yeah, then play continues so that either you or the solo opponent have played their last turn, making sure that there's an equal number of turns. And they started, so we get 1 more turn. So we're going to spend, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 orange, and then 1, 5, 6 blue to get this Apis Mill. And that's going to end the game. So, again, they don't really care about points or anything like that. We're just going to count up our total victory points and see how we did. Let me find my calculator. So, really, it's just the points you score from your buildings and then any leftover resources. Basically, for every 5 resources you have. So, I have all my structures I'm going to score. So, the first structure here, our starting one, 2 points for every sets of A and B. 1, 2... 3, 4 sets, so that's 8 points. This one doesn't count for anything. It doesn't really matter because we managed to get it to work. This one's 1 point. This one's 1 point. 1 point. 2 points. Nothing. 4 points. 1 point. And then 1 point for every B, and this will count for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then our leftover resource, we have 5, 8, 9, 10. So it's 2 more points. leaving us total 25 points, which I have achieved that amount already. So that's my actual best score is 25. So here are the achievements. So as you play the solo mode, you can also try to obtain each of the 20 achievements to become the Propolis Master. Propolis Master. Each time you play, check to see if you met the criteria of any of the achievements, then you may select one of them and mark that symbol off. I did, however, get 8 points from this structure, so that gives me 1 because there's 1 for getting 10 points off a structure. How many permanent resources do I have? I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 permanent resources. So, if any, have 7 of any permanent resource type. Have all worker beeples in personal supply. Have all worker beeples in the central supply at the end. Have fewer than 5 unused resources. Have more than 10 unused resources. Okay. Well, I did score. I did get 7. I got this one here, so we're gonna mark that off. So I did get the 7 points from a single structure because this structure here, I got 8 points for it. So anyway, that's gonna be it. I think I'm trying to think of like if you wanted to do as a win-loss because they didn't include since it's a beat your own score. I think if you wanted to play with a point threshold, like 20, I've gotten 25 and 20 points my games. So, like, I don't know if getting 30 is, like, a really good score or not. So, I know some games have a point threshold of a certain amount considered a winning condition. 40 points seems crazy to do. Or if you just played, like, these ones and just see if you can get, like, pick one at random and see if you can achieve that when you end the game. That could be a way to play as a win-loss condition. So, I don't know. Whatever you think works. But, yeah, the actual actions of this game are a lot of fun. It's pretty tight, pretty quick. And I'm looking forward to playing this with my partner and her daughter and her boyfriend because I think they'll like this a lot. They like Point City a lot, so I think they'll like this game too. It's got a little bit more going on. So, anyway, that's a quick playthrough of Propolis. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll be doing some Point Galaxy very soon. But until then, thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.